pass by reference. In pass by reference, let us take an example. I have created a function which I called change me, and I'm passing list1 here. Okay. I have given it a title changes list. Now I have added a function list1 dot append 1 2 3. What I want to do is whatever list I pass here, I want 1 2 3 to append to that. And if you remember, what append does is it sends the whole list inside whatever list is mentioned here. Then what I'm here doing is printing inside function list1, and when I pass list1 here and I run the function 10 20 30, the answer come out to be 10 20 30. Then 1 2 3 is inside that particular list. So this was the result of the inside program. If I write here print main program, and here I'll write list, and when I'm printing this particular list, you can see the changes were made in this list, and this is completely reflected here. Let me take one more example. Change me, and I'll write here list, again a description, changes list. Let's take list 1 and write here 1 comma 2 comma 3. Print, I'll write inside function list 1, when I pass a list here 10 20 30, change me list. I'll write a print main program list. Now you can see the inside function is printed as 1 2 3, and the final list has not been changed because we didn't make any changes in this particular list. Next up is recursion. When a function calls itself, then it is called a recursive function. I'll explain you with an example. First of all, let me write it. Let's take an example. Let's make it a factorial. Let's take the factorial num. What is this function is? Recursive function to find factorial. Then if here, if num equal 1, return 1, else return num into factorial num minus 1. Now when I pass num equals to 6, let print factorial of dot format num factorial num. So you can see here factorial of 6 is 720. If the number was 1, I returned 1 because factorial of 1 is 1. If the number was greater than num 1, then I return number into factorial of number minus 1. What this is called a recursion process. What it does is like it sent first the number was 6. Okay, it said num into factorial num minus 6. That means the result of this num, this function again will be 5. That num into num minus 1 is 5, 6 into 5, then the function return itself 4 into again 3, 2 and 1. How? First it reaches the end. First it reaches till 1. Let me write it here. It starts with 6, with 6 as num as 6, 6. Then when it calls itself, recalls it, num becomes 5 and so on. So the multiplication is done in reverse order. The calculations is done in reverse order. Here the result was first it came out to be 1, then it multiplied itself with 2, that was returned to the function with 3, then it returned to function with 4, then it returned to function with 5, then ultimately reaching this particular function which we see here multiplying with 6, and the result is displayed after this. Let me take the function again. We could have just written return 1 if num double equals to 1, else num into factorial num minus 1. Let us run it once just to check. When I say number is equal to 6, let us copy and paste this only. I'll write here, and the result is again the same. You could have either written the whole, or you could have just written return 1 if num equal 1, else num into factorial num minus 1. So this is the particular part where calculation is done. Let us take one basic function. Then I'll explain what an anonymous function is. Let us take a function called square, and I'll write here num. So here there was a function named square. I passed this value 10 to the square, it returned its square. You can make an anonymous function, and what an anonymous function is. Now let me take an variable. I named it square, and here I'm writing lambda x colon x in 2. And what does this mean is raised to the power. And now I'm printing square of 5. I'm printing square of 5, 25. Now here what I did was lambda is an anonymous function which returns a value, let's just say x, when here the calculation part.